built on that physicality, built on that toughness.
One play in this drive and already out to the 41. It's first down. Looking to throw, it's Green. Makes the grab on the left. Knocked down immediately, but a nice pickup on that one.
Not difficult, not complicated, but early in the game, getting that rhythm. Find that timing as a wide receiver so you're set up for success. Then you go attack deep later on.
Gives it on the option. How about this sophomore stopping him short of the first down line?
And that run really didn't go anywhere. And a lot of times we don't focus on it enough. How important those 5 guys are up front. To get on those defensive linemen, to try to move them out of the way, to get a run game going, it squarely falls on the shoulder of those 5 offensive linemen.
Looking to throw for it. Rushes on him. Keeps the play going. They convert on third down as he gets it to the 46-yard line.
That is what I'm talking about. So many guys lose where they're at on the field, lose the down and distance. It's third down. I can't slide. QB knows it. Nice job using his noggin and his heart, lowering his shoulder to get the first down on third down.
He's brought down quickly. Minimal gain there. Still a bit short of the first down. Let's talk for a second about Arkansas. For some teams, the road into the top 25 can be a little more treacherous than for others. And once you get there, you've got to convince the rest of the country you deserve to stay.
And I think that's what's next for this squad. They've earned the right to get in the top 25. People are noticing what they're doing. Now, let's continue to build on it because they haven't proven they're a top 10 team, and they want to get to that point.
Yeah, let's stay hungry. Let's not be satisfied with the fact that we just broke into the top 25. Let's get in the top 20, top 15, top 10. Let's make the college football playoff. Don't want to get ahead of your skis here too early. It's a nice thing to be inside the top 25 now, but you want to continue to get better.
And, man, it's nice to have a guy that is just better than your guys. And no matter what play you call, man, how about him getting in the backfield quick, penetrating, using his quickness, and using his strength to get him to the ground? That is a baller.
Looking to pass. It's Green. Grabbed in the backfield. It's Washington. And the defense holds firm. No pickup at all on that play.
Well, they're trying to set up the screen pass to the running back. Just nowhere to go after he caught the football. The defense completely swarmed around him, and that's a loss.
They are calling for their defense in Baton Rouge. A huge third down coming up. From the gun, wants to pass. Looking to the big tight end. Working on the right. He's there to make the stop, but not before he sets up this offense. First and goal from the 7.
And the defense has to be kicking themselves for allowing a first down there. You're just maybe going to give them a few yards and let them set up for a field goal. Instead, you let them move the chains, and now they're knocking on your door. First and goal.
They'll run it on first and goal. And he'll step into the end zone. Touchdown, Arkansas!
You love as a head coach to watch your offense take the field and establish a rhythm and consistency the way they did there. Everything they dialed up was working to perfection. They go 10 plays on the opening drive and cap it off with a touchdown.
Getting set for the extra point after putting the scoreboard to work for the first time. And with the extra point, they get the first 7 of the game. So that was a 10-play, 75-yard drive. And he found his way to the end zone from the 7 to cap it. Kickoff unit on the field, and this defense will be called on to protect this lead. Some rivalries forged in excellence, some in geographical proximity, and that's what we have once the Razorbacks join the SEC. Someone had the brilliant idea, we need a big golden booth that looks like the two states, and it's one of the most hotly contested rivalry games of the year.
And big is the right word. It's 4 feet tall. It's 200 pounds. It's 24-karat gold. Palmer, This is the trophy you want to win. There's some bad trophies out there, but this boot is a big deal.
It fills your trophy case. It's got girth. It's got weight. You appreciate that. I know everyone's going to say, no, Italy's the boot. No, it's not. Louisiana, Arkansas, and the Golden Boot Trophy. That's what it's all about.
That back had absolutely nowhere to run the football. Actually, is he counting? I think he's counting to make sure there's only 11 guys on defense.
They'll go to the ground. Tackle is made at the 28 after a pickup of 3.
And, man, the big fellas up front, they don't get a lot of credit. They don't get talked about a lot unless it's negative, but they're the big component, man. They've got to get some push to get some running lanes, get this running game going. They're the ones that make it go.
Now he's going to break the pocket. Love to see these third down conversions on offense, and they're out to their own 39-yard line.
And usually when a QB takes off and scrambles, it's because the defense didn't do a great job keeping lane integrity, not keeping him in the pocket, letting him get outside, and then he can do damage. Then it's the next play that you have to play instead of this just the original pass. So defense has got to do a better job keeping that guy in the pocket.
He'll be forced out of bounds. Let's mark it at the 48-yard line as this offense continues its work. The emotions and energy figure to be high all day, guys, because of what's at stake this late in the season. Really a must-win for both teams.
Yeah, these are the ones that get your blood moving, Reese. You get jacked up, man. We don't have to say anything in the locker room.
Oh, he's got some space. He got loose, almost housed and finally dragged down at the 32.
Well, that's why this running game can be so dynamic. This guy is special when he has the football in his hands. He can make people miss, he can run with power, and he also has speed. You saw it on that last play.
LSU moving the ball quickly down the field. Back to pass, it's Nussmeier. Got it in the middle, it's Anderson. Good pickup, a little bit short of the sticks.
And a really nice job by the wide receiver. You run a drag route, find space. They're in zone coverage. They're not covering man-to-man. Find a little hole. Look at that QB. Y'all get on the same page. You could tell they were, and that's why they got the first down.
Throws to the tight end. He caught it. So close to that end zone. He can almost taste it, but it'll be first and goal for this offense.
Well, the offense is trying to make it look like runs, so they play fake, and the tight end, he comes right out of his stance, vertical downfield, gets one-on-one with a much smaller DB, and is able to make the catch for a big gain.
On first and goal, they have a chance to answer with a score of their own. Wide receiver comes in motion. Trying to barge their way in. And he'll be stopped for no gain, still sitting at the 3-yard line.
Just nothing doing on that last run, and they knew coming into this one they were going to be challenged, right? This is one of the best defenses in all of college football. For them to have any shot, they're going to have to do a lot better running the football.
Can the defense stop them again on second and goal? Quarterback making adjustments. To the air on second down. Touchdown, Tiger! Quick strike through the air for the score.
It's hard for a defense to have to cover so much space. When the offense goes empty, you get receivers and tight ends and running backs lined up out wide. You've got to expand, and it's harder to cover on the back end.
The extra point here would tie the game. And he tacked on the extra point. So they put together a 9-play, 75-yard drive. And they finish it up with a 3-yard scoring toss. Kickoff unit is out there again, and this crowd is feeling themselves after that last drive. And no chance at a return here. They'll start this drive at their own 25. They'll put this one in play. First snap of the drive from the 25. And that incomplete pass caused by the big hit on first down. Second down coming. This rivalry picked up steam when the Razorbacks joined the SEC, and man, some of the names that have had moments: Darren McFadden, Felix Jones, Matt Jones, Joe Burrow, Justin Jefferson, all of it over a Golden Boot.
And been playing since 1901. You think about all the great rivalries in college football, especially in the South. This is one of the best ones here. Not always have been in the same conference, but they played a lot of times, David, and it gets hot every time they meet up.
Yeah, and the boot is the shape of Arkansas with the shape of Louisiana, so obviously close proximity, bragging rights on the line.
Better get that seismograph ready here in Death Valley. Huge third down coming. Back to throw, it's Green. Caught over the middle, it's Brown. Hauled down, but they'll move the sticks as he picks up the first down. That is just a perfect example of not deciding before the snap where you have to go with the ball.
Yeah, because that will get you in trouble. You can tell right away he wants to get the ball to his primary. He's covered. He comes off and does a nice job being patient, taking his time, hitting the drag route, getting the first down.
Wants to go up top on first down. Grabbed in the middle. It's Clapp. Lots of green grass as he gets it to the 31.
It's important on offense to get the tight ends involved in the passing game. These are big fellas that can run. This guy's a big target, so nice job on that play.
The Razorbacks come to the line with a fresh set of downs. They'll move the wide receiver. The back and leaves it on the option. And after the stop, that is going to put a bow on this first quarter. It's been punch, counter-punch throughout the early part of this game as we take a look at the first quarter stats. So second down here as we're back at it after the break. Out of the gun, the inside handoff to the running back. They get him stopped at the 26, but not before he picks up 5 yards. And the Razorbacks are at the line looking to convert on third and short. Dropping back, it's Green. Grab near the marker, it's Blake. And he gets it down to the 4-yard line before he's finally stopped. A terrific run after the catch.
Well, a field goal kicker can step away from the net and go sit down, grab some water. They're not going to need him just quite yet. That was a great play call. Throwing the ball on third and short in field goal range. They get the completion, now setting up first and goal.
They'll go with a direct snap. Into the end zone he goes. Touchdown, Razorbacks!
And the offense continues to run the football. The second rushing touchdown from the running back. The offensive line paving holes. Continue to feed this man the ball.
And the PAT gives him a 14-7 lead. They're coming out to tee it up for the kickoff, and that last score was a real buzzkill for this crowd. And he'll just take a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. LSU will dive into the playbook here on offense. They find themselves trailing by a touchdown and a chance on this drive to even the score. Pocket breaking down. And the Heat gets there. And they get him down at the 14-yard line.
Man, a lot of coaches talk about starting the drive positive and a first play that can get you going. The QB just kept backing up and going backwards, and that is not the start to the drive they were looking for.
And the Tigers now with a long way to go to pick up the first down. Creates a little space. Corralled and brought down by the defense.
You know what I really like about games like this at this point in the season? You find out who you are. You find out whether you're going to stay in the race.
And who can step up and handle the challenge, right? This is easily one of the toughest games to date for both of these programs coming into this one. So there's a lot of eyeballs, David, on this game to find out who's mentally and emotionally the toughest.
Yeah, and we're going to point to this game as we get later in the year and big decisions are made. You've got a top 25 win. You beat them in the middle of the season, X, Y, and Z, so these are big for the resume.
Looks as if LSU will line up to punt it away. First time we've seen their punt team tonight. Slips through the line. Well, they finally stop him, but he found some run. On that return and really helps out his offense to start this drive. The Hogs send that offense back onto the field. They've been firing on all cylinders, touchdowns on each of the first two drives, and they'll try to make it 3 for 3. And they'll stop him after a minimal pickup.
That's a really good job by the defense, wrapping them up, getting them on the ground, take away that run game, make them one-dimensional, put them in passing situations. Really good job by the defense.
From the gun, they'll give it on the inside. They get him down, but he does pick up 3 to the 32-yard line.
Man, it's really hard to control the running game if you don't control the line of scrimmage. And how about the defensive line doing a great job attacking those guys up front, not open up lanes to run through. Nice job just nullifying that run altogether.
It's incomplete, and this ought to be a boost of confidence for this defense, getting a stop against these guys on third down.
QBs and receivers on third down, everything has to happen just a split second sooner. You're expecting pressure, the quarterback gets hit, just not on the same page with his target.
They'll try to cap off this drive with a field goal. This whole play is going to see if this kicker can operate in the sea of noise. He just barely got enough of that one and just barely kept it straight enough, too. And they'll push that lead out a little further. So after the made field goal, they'll kick it away and rely on their defense. And it'll be a touchback. The ball will come out to the 25-yard line. The Bayou Bengals will run the offense out onto the field. They really didn't move the ball at all the last time they had it, and hoping for better fortune this time around. He is going nowhere. Stop at the line of scrimmage.
And this offense on first down, man, they go backwards. And they built a deficit, and they've been sluggish. And they just need something to get going, to get started, because they've kind of looked out of sorts and out of rhythm this whole game.
Didn't get much done on that first play of the drive. It's 2nd and 11. To the air, it's Nussmeier. Pulls it in, it's Durham. Really good job to pick up a chunk of yardage and get it out to the 39-yard line. Think about when Garrett Nussmeier goes into the quarterback room at LSU and there are giant murals of Joe Burrow and Jaden Daniels, Heisman winners. Jesse, that's some pressure. But, man, if he can cut down on the turnovers, he might join them.
Yeah, there's no question about it, Reese. This guy has a lot of talent. I really also just appreciate the fact that he stayed put at LSU in an era of...
Turning it on! And he waltzes in for the score. Touchdown, Tiger!
This offense offense is so good. Man, they can hurt you in so many different ways, and they do it so quick, so explosive. They can put small drives together, big drives together. They've really had a great year, and that's why they're a top 10 offense.
And let's check in with Kevin Connors in the studio. Kevin?
Hey, guys, let's take a look at what's happening in a great top 25 matchup. West Virginia is ahead in this one, but unlike the days of Don Nehlen, this has not been a blowout today in Morgantown. They're up by 7 over Arizona State. We'll circle back. If anything big happens, you should know about in this one, the Big 12, or anywhere else in college football.
Thanks for the update on that one, Kevin. Let us know when it goes final. Off the play fake on first down. To throw. Stands in and takes the hit. And that one falls incomplete. They tried to go over the top on first down. Second down coming up.
Well, you knew you were going to see it in this game, throwing the go route to one of the fastest players in all of college football. This receiver strikes fear in the heart of every defense because he's got elite track speed. He's going to blow the combine up in the 40-yard dash because of his wheels. Not able to connect with the quarterback on that one, but you know he has the defense's attention.
They are calling for their defense in Baton Rouge. A huge third down coming up. Slithers into space. Oh, he's getting ahead of steam. A giant chunk of yardage picked up there, and they're down to the 24.
How about the explosive play by this offense? Man, it's so nice to have guys you can hand the football off and just watch him work. Watch him do the rest, the speed, making big plays, breaking tackles. Man, is it nice to have an offense with a playmaker like that.
Here comes the heat. Good job to avoid the negative play and just get rid of that thing.
In most instances, I would say really, really nice decision by the quarterback. But when you've got speed like this guy has, I think you'd sometimes, instead of throwing it away, would like to see him take off and see if he can go make something with his feet.
Behind the chains now on second and long. Quickly out to the tight end. Powers through. They make the tackle, but he's got a fresh set of downs, and it's first and goal from the 7.
It is so good for an offense early in the game to get in a rhythm and to start stringing first downs together. It makes the game really easy and puts that defense in a situation where they're starting to get tired. They want to sub. They want to get other guys in the field. Stringing first downs together like this makes it hard to defend.
Keeping it on the ground on first and goal. And this one will be stopped for no gain.
That's such a great physical play by the defense because this is one of the bigger, more physical running backs you'll see in the country, and we're used to seeing him push the pile the other direction. Not that time. It's the big guys up front on defense getting penetration, and they're sending him back for a tackle for loss.
We've reached the 2-minute timeout. We've got a tight one, and they'll try to build on the lead before going to the locker room. Defense rolls up deep in its own end on that last play. Now a second and long coming. Dropping back, it's Green. And that's going to be incomplete. A lot of contact on the play, but no flags. It'll be third down.
And that's a good job by this defense, man. You drop back, you play really smart, play sound. Understand, there's not a lot of field to cover, and they couldn't fit the ball in a window. Good pass defense.
It's third and goal and a long way from the end zone. Calls his own number. A couple of guys there to get him on the ground.
Fourth down here, it's still early in the game. I'm not chasing points. Take the field goal, pay this drive off.
And they have analytical cards nowadays that says the exact situation, what the score is, do you go for it or not? Look at the card, make the decision.
What a disappointment. No good. It's still a 3-point game after the miss.
Well, everybody in the stadium thought that was an automatic 3. Not so fast. Bad miss by the kicker.
A lot of field in front of them as they open this possession from their own 20. The run from the shotgun. And maybe he'll get back to the line of scrimmage, but no more than that.
And you know exactly what time it is when you get down here in the red zone. You got to be able to run the football, but when you got a back like this who punches the ball in the end zone consistently almost every single game, you are going to feed that animal the rock.
They got nothing on the last play. It's 2nd and 10. Throws for the tight end. They needed a big play, and they got it. And the foot down for the first down.
There's just so much chemistry between this quarterback and his receiver. And you saw it right there. Down the perimeter, trying to work the boundary. Just put it somewhere near him. He'll catch it. He'll get a foot down and help out his offense.
Looking for a physical attack from the gun. How about this sophomore stopping him short of the first down line?
The big fella in the middle, man. Those defensive tackles, they go such a long way in deciding and really stopping the other team's run game. Just forcing contact with those guards and those centers, owning the line of scrimmage, and getting running backs on the ground.
Grabbed over the middle. It's Anderson. They stop him almost immediately. Short gain there, and still a little ground to cover to pick up the first. The Tigers come to the line on 3rd and short, looking to keep the drive moving. Caught near the sticks. It's Durham. He steps out of bounds at the 41-yard line.
Well, that play was designed for that down and distance, right? You saw how he barely got enough to pick up the first. Really nice job by the play caller there, understanding the situation and what play to dial up.
And this will be incomplete. A big hit there forces 2nd down.
I know one of the things this defense really prides themselves on is being physical, and early in this game, putting a big hit on a guy that's already had a couple catches in this game, that's a good omen for the defense.
The give from the gun. Only a couple there, and now staring at 3rd and 8.
And what's the closest guy to the football, man? It's those defensive tackles, and those guards and centers have to work together. They got to get those guys and get some movement. They don't on this play, and the big fella eats. Nowhere to go. When you run into him, you usually meet the ground.
Dropping back, it's Nussmeier. And the misconnection on 3rd down.
Great job by the defense dialing out some pressure on 3rd down. They hit the quarterback and forced the incompletion.
And they'll pat the kicker on the tail and tell him to go give it a shot. He says he's got a big leg. He's going to have to show it from 56 yards out. And he needed every little bit of strength to somehow sneak that over the crossbar. And the field goal draws us even as we get close to halftime. He'll bring it out. It's Anthony. He gets it out to the 32 and sets him up with a little better field position. They'll have just enough time to get one more snap before the half. Looking to throw on 1st down. Catch in the middle. It's Clapp. And that's where they'll mark him, but a very productive play, and they'll move the chains. They'll immediately call timeout. Just enough time for one final play of the half. Looking downfield on 1st down. Gonna take a shot. Catch inside the 25. They finally make the stop. That's gonna make those halftime stats look a little bit nicer as we head to the break. We've played 2 quarters here. Time to go to Kevin Connors in our halftime update. The Razorbacks will kick it away to crank up the second half. Coming out with it, it's Thomas. I know he thinks he can house every return, but sometimes you just have to take a knee as he stopped at the 14. you will dive into the playbook here on offense. First drive of the second half, always fun to watch. You see what type of tweaks were made at the half, especially when you're locked up. Intercepted, and that's not how you want to start a half. He'll try to take it back. He'll be stopped, but not before getting the football and picking up big yardage on the return. What a play there. Great place to start for this offense. To the air, it's Green. Going for 6. Touchdown, Arkansas. They take the lead with the 6.
Well, you can't get momentum in a game any better than they just did. Defensively, you get the turnover. Right away, your offense jogs on the field. You take a shot deep, you hit it for a touchdown. They've got a lot of explosive playmakers on this offense, and you saw it right there.
And he'll just take a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. The Bayou Bengals will run the offense out onto the field. Well, the good news about this drive, Jesse, it can't go worse than last time through a pick on the first play.
No, it certainly can't. I think one good way, David, to help your quarterback turn the page is just find him an easy completion here and let him get back into a rhythm.
Yeah, or find him an easy handoff. Just hand the football off, maybe get the ground game going, maybe jumpstart this offense a little bit.
Got stuffed on first down. It's 2nd and 10. Back to pass. Makes the grab. It's Brown. And a good job of coverage by that defense. Just a short pickup.
Hey, listen, on offense, just take what the defense gives you. Quarterback looks out wide. He sees the DB way off of the receiver. Throw him the easy hitch pass. He'll take that completion.
He has the first and still on his feet. Look out! Running inside the 20. Touchdown, Bayou Bengals. Once he got some room, it was over. What an explosive eruption into the end zone by this running back.
And this back does it a lot, man. He makes big plays. When you can make big plays like this, it makes everybody's job easier. Oh, we can play action. Oh, we can throw it. But it starts with the run game, and this guy's setting everything up.
Fielded in the end zone, it's Anthony. He was hoping for something a little more dynamic, but they get him on the ground at the 20. And Arkansas ready to send out this offense. That touchdown lead they had has disappeared, and now we have a whole new ball game as they start the drive. He'll pull it on the read. Came through like a shot and knocked him down for a loss of 5.
Phenomenal job by the defense that time, shutting down the option play. They knew they were going to see this in this game, and all week long in practice, they really focused on this assignment football, making sure the dive, the quarterback, the pitch, all taken away. Nowhere to go with the football that time offensively. The defense coming up with a huge negative play.
They bring him down, but a solid pickup to put them in position to pick up a first down.
And quarterback receiver on the same page. Nice job seeing the zone, understanding the drag route concept. Easy pitch, easy catch.
Snagged in the middle. It's Blake. That's where they'll mark him. A very productive play and a first down. We asked earlier this week, who's your favorite receiver? And, of course, he said the open one. But we know who he really wants to go to on third down.
The best one. I mean, I think the open one, obviously the politically correct answer, but you want to find the guy that you got that great chemistry with. You know exactly where he's going to be. You got that.
He tosses one high and deep down the left side. Makes a catch at the 15. Just what they were looking for. A huge explosive play, and they're inside the 15 at the 13-yard line. And the Razorbacks have this offense rolling. They'll run it out of the shotgun. They get him down, but he was driving his way and gets it down to the 7-yard line. Second down coming up on this red zone opportunity. They go right back to it. Can't quite cross the plane to get the 6, but they'll have the first down.
Awesome job. Run the football, right? It's really basic. Go to those plays you know can get you first downs, get you some extra set of downs, then you can go make big plays.
Scanning the field, it's Green. Can't make the grab as he was looking for his man right at the goal line.
Good, wide open, big play opportunity. Hits him right between the numbers. You got to make that play. Those are one of those where I tap my helmet like, dude, that was me. That was on me. My bad. Give me another opportunity later on.
He's got it down to the 1-yard line right on the doorstep of Pater.
Well, he gets tackled down at the 1-yard line, so offensively, do you feel confident enough on third here trying to hand it off again?
Yeah, and I'm taking both these downs, and I'm coming downhill. I'm running the football, trying to get this in the end zone. I only got a yard to go. I got to be physical.
On the direct snap, it's Russell. Just hammer it with this running back again, and he noses his way into the end zone. Get a hat trick of touchdowns as a Razorback running back, and they start bringing up names like Alex Collins and Madre Hill and Darren McFadden.
How unbelievable is that? Just to be mentioned with those kind of names, that shows you what kind of day this young man's having. Running the football with authority. Arkansas fans, I can promise you, are proud of this young man.
And it'll be a touchback. The ball will come out to the 25-yard line. LSU will dive into the playbook here on offense. They had to stand by and watch that scoring march, and now it's up to them to find a way to answer it. Good, solid run on that one as he gets it up to the 33-yard line. Give him 105 yards rushing in this one and within striking distance of a 1,000-yard season. The Tigers with a 2nd and short to keep this drive moving. Timeout called by the defense. It's their first of the half as they'll make some adjustments. 2nd down coming up. Back to throw, it's Nussmeier. Looking to the big tight end. Quarterback just flat missed it. Incomplete. Not sure exactly what went haywire there, but the timing was just off.
And that's your job as a defense, right? You got to find a way to disrupt the timing and jam wide receivers or get to the quarterback and make him feel uncomfortable, but you can't let that timing be easy and effortless. Nice job by the defense.
They'll try to pick it up on the ground. They bring him down, but not before he's able to pick up the first down.
Well, when you've had the day that this guy's had so far, why not hand it off to him on 3rd down, right? At this point, you're almost basically expecting him to find a way to pick it up, and he does exactly that. This guy has been a monster all game.
Got a man. It's Anderson. Makes the grab, but not quite enough for the first down, but a good gain on that play.
And these quarterbacks have to really trust their wide receivers that they're going to be disciplined and run to the right route when they're throwing that ball to the outside like that, because those corners are sitting there on the inside, and the worst thing that could happen is to miss inside and that cornerback can go in the other direction.
Well, that was the guy the quarterback wanted to go to right from the jump, but a better job by the defense in coverage forcing the incomplete.
Wants to throw on 3rd. And that's incomplete. A defender all over him. Knocked the ball to the ground. 4th down coming up.
We know about this running back's versatility, and he's made some plays in this game so far, catching the ball. That time, though, he had no shot. Defender bearing down on him. They're able to get the hit and make sure it falls incomplete.
Looking for a push on 4th down. Plows through the defense. They make the stop, and he'll have enough yardage for a first down. When your best is demanded on a big stage like this against a rival, he has delivered, cracking the 150-yard mark.
No doubt about it. What do we say? Big-time players make big plays in big games. The games don't get bigger than this for this team right here, and this guy, David, has shown up today.
And it's so nice as a coach to have that dude that you know you can count on. He'll put up big numbers, and he's been carrying this offense.
Man down on the play as the officials take a break to let him be checked out. And the Tigers can play this second down a lot of ways with just a few yards to go. Looking to throw, it's Nussmeier. Oh, they're after him. Catch in the middle, it's Anderson. And he ran away from the defense to take it in. Touchdown, LSU!
One of the reasons this offense is so exciting to watch, they've got guys that are dangerous after the catch. And if this quarterback gets through his progression, David, hits you in stride, these guys will take it to the house.
Man, it's your job to do the rest, right? You hit me in stride where I don't have to stop running. I don't have to break down. It makes it so easy. The connection between quarterback, wide receiver, you can tell this is a good one, and that's why they got 6 on that play.
He'll bring it out. It's Anthony. He only needs a sliver of daylight. This guy makes you hold your breath when he gets the football in his hands, and that last line of the coverage team, the only thing that stopped him from housing it. Opening snap of this drive comes from the 38-yard line. Wants to throw on first down off the play fake. And it's incomplete. If you're going to take a hit like that, you might as well hang on to the ball.
And that's your goal. Separate man from ball. Try to get your shoulder in there on the catch point and really give him something to think about. Physically jar that football and knock it out. Nice job by the defender.
Got a good one going here. All tied up in the third. It's 2nd and 10. Got it in the middle. It's Washington. Makes the tackle at the 46, but it's a 15-yard gain to get them into plus territory. The offense setting up shop at the 46, 1st and 10. Looking to throw on first down. Slips away. Trying to make magic with his feet. Crosses the 35, out of bounds there. Nice pickup on the play, spotted at the 32.
Man-to-man coverage is a great opportunity for scrambling quarterbacks to take off and run because everybody on defense who's covering has their backs turned to the quarterback, obviously, because they're chasing an intended receiver or target. So good job that time.
There he goes. Gets it past the first down marker and still running. And he'll be tackled, but there is a flag on the field. Inside a minute to go here in the third. Wants to throw. It's Green. Got it in the middle. It's Brown. And he's able to bounce off one tackle for a solid pickup.
That's a good job by the drag route there, understanding its zone coverage. So instead of continuing to run across the field, he settles down into an open spot, making it easy for his quarterback.
Man, what a finish we could have. Tie game, third quarter here, 2nd and 10. Wants to go up top. Bring him the heat. He can't find anybody. It'll be incomplete as the defense does a really good job in coverage.
And how nice is it to have the home crowd going absolutely bananas? Communication is harder. The snapping the football, everybody being on time. Man, this crowd really affecting the football game.
Better get that seismograph ready here in Death Valley. Huge third down coming. The defense going to stop the clock with a timeout. They want to make sure they have everybody on the same page. They've got to come up with a big play on this 3rd and long. From the gun, wants to pass. And a missed opportunity on 3rd down as the defense knocks it free, and 4th down is coming up.
Really nice 3rd down sub defense there that time. It's 3rd and long. They're expecting pass. And they're mixing up their looks. They're trying to change the picture pre-snap to post-snap to confuse the quarterback. Now forcing the incompletion, setting up 4th.
Splits the uprights. It's good. And they go back on top. So after putting 3 on the board, the kickoff team is out there ready to boot it away. The ball bounces through the end zone, and it will be a touchback. The drive starts from their own 25-yard line. Looking downfield, it's Nussmeier. Throws to the tight end. He's picked off, and he's thrown a dozen of them. He goes down after the short return, but what a play to get the football back.
And he makes a play in the back end. Nice job reading the pass, and that's his second of the season. This guy, unbelievable job seeing the quarterback, breaking on the quarterback, and going and getting that big throw.
They get him down, and that'll be the final play of the third period. And you want to talk about his favorite receiver, it might be everybody based on the number of guys getting touches and a chance to show off their hands in the passing game. So the final period starts with a second down play. Looking to fire. Pressure coming. And they can't make the connection, and it could get worse. A penalty flag on the field, and it's in the holding zone. Let's get the call. They say you could call holding on every play. Well, they did on that one. Offense gets set for second down. Back to pass. Unloads it downfield. Oh, he dropped it. That deep ball was right on the money. You just have to make that catch.
Great job by the defense not falling asleep on that play. Like, you're right there in that fringe area, this part of the field where offenses will get a little bit aggressive and try to throw the football because they kind of think the field's shrinking. It's harder to run. Nice job staying on it, staying disciplined, and executing by this defense.
On third and long, hoping to throw beyond the sticks. Always a welcome play for the defense as they get a sack at the 47.
And the defensive coordinator was really pleased with his unit after registering 3 sacks last week. He wanted to add a few more wrinkles in their blitz packages to see if they could build on that in this game. So far, they hadn't gotten to the QB until that last play just now. Now let's find out if they can crank up the heat.
The Bayou Bengals will run the offense out onto the field. This certainly hasn't been their best day, but there's no time for mistakes now. They have to execute if they want to snatch this thing from the fire.
And I kind of like how the running back didn't mess around. Like, just get downhill when you see an opening. A lot of times they close so fast, man. Be decisive, stick your foot in the ground, pick up 3 to 4, and we are not going to complain.
Takes the handoff. It's Jackson. They get him stopped after a gain of 4 out to the 28.
And, you know, when we talk about great third down defenses, it really starts with them getting stops on first and second down. You've got to get those stops early in the drives to set up third and long, so that's a missed opportunity on that second down by this defense.
The Tigers come to the ball trying to pick up this third and short. They'll try to run for it. Breaks into the open. And finally out of bounds after an explosive run by this ball carrier.
Every time he touches the ball, you can feel the excitement from this home crowd because Palmer, he can go the distance with that game-breaking speed.
You're right, David. He's a special talent. I'll tell you, these fans, they come here to see this guy play because he has game-breaking speed. Stuff you can't coach. You saw it on that play.
And how about the work up front by that big defensive line?
It's an offense that takes pride in being physical. They try to get it going on the ground, but no gain on that one.
Just nowhere to run, not a lot of wiggle room for the ball carrier.
This defense came in knowing that they had to match their physicality. Let's see if they can keep it up.
Wants to adjust the pattern. Johnson wants to throw it. It's complete to the right. He hauled that one in and got it down to the 15-yard line. And it seems to be a lot easier for the quarterback to find this guy than it is for the defense.
Yeah, and I think this is a guy, Reese, that you can split him out. You can feel comfortable getting the football as many ways as possible because he is one of those matchup problems. Linebackers aren't going to be able to run with him, so try to find ways to maximize that little guy's speed and athletic ability.
Grab near the sticks. It's Brown. He's there to make the stop, and not before. He sets up this offense, first and goal from the 7. Third down, a lot of times it comes down to not necessarily who's the most open, who do you trust the most?
No, it's not about the X's and the O's. It's about the Jimmies and the Joes. And when my guy's better than you and I get you matched up out wide, and I know I trust you, I'm finding you.
Trying to bull his way in. He's all the way down to the 2-yard line. Just spectacular execution there.
And there you see the bind that the RPO play can put a defender in. That linebacker had to make a decision. Was the running back going to get the ball? He thought so, so he bit up, and that allowed the slant to be thrown in behind him.
They've moved it forward to the 2. Now it's second and goal. Quarterback on the keeper. They finally get a hold of him, knocking him down behind the line of scrimmage. He had been running wild.
Well, one of the reasons this offense likes the option game with the quarterback is to use his speed and try to attack the perimeter of the field. The defense, though, not having any of it. You saw the contain on the play, forcing him back in the middle of the field, and they're able to corral him for a huge loss.
Might be calling a hot route. On third and goal, they'll try to throw it in. And the incomplete pass will bring up fourth down.
Man, they just couldn't find a hole. Down in the red zone, the field shrinks. So much harder to complete those passes. But fourth and short. Now, decision time, baby.
This kicker is going to need nerves of steel on this one. Absolutely center cut. All tied up here in the fourth quarter. And we're all square as he's set to kick it away. He'll bring it out. It's Anthony. He was looking for some running room, but not much to be found as he stopped at the 18. The Hogs send that offense back onto the field. Another opportunity here. They had to punt it on their last possession, but this time tight game, hoping to get something on the board. And just a short, safe pass play, they pick up a few.
I don't know if that's the coverage you want to be throwing wide receiver screens against. Oftentimes, you want the receivers to have some access. You want the DBs to be off a couple of yards so you can help set up the blocks and give the receivers somewhere to go with it. It's hard to run that against press coverage, and they only picked up a few yards there.
Unloads to the wideout. Got him downfield. They finally get to him. And what a play there to pick up the first down.
I'll tell you, this quarterback has just been in a great rhythm all game long. With that last completion, he's now over 300 yards passing.
After that last big gainer, they'll put it in play. First and 10. Oh, he's got some space. Really good job by everybody there. Well blocked, good run, and a first down.
Well, obviously the offense went 3 and out on their last drive. They're having a little bit more success here. That was a nice run, and I think that's the key, guys. If they're able to run the football, they're going to be able to stay on the field. And I think that's something you want to think more about if you're the play caller on offense.
The Razorbacks will snap it on first and 10. Just enough room to gain a couple down to the 34.
And the defense doing a great job committing to the run. When you commit to the run like this, obviously you can give up some plays in the passing game, but you got to stop the run first.
After the 3-yard pickup, they come to the line, 2nd and 7. Leaves it with the running back. And how about that play by that giant, that mountain of a man on the defensive front? Timeout is called, and it's the defense wanting to make sure that everyone's on the same page for this big down. Kick the field goal from here. It's a 51-yarder. Get a few on third down, and life is much better. To the air. It's Green. Can't make the connection on third down thanks to that tough, hard-nosed pass defense, and now it's fourth down.
And after that incompletion as a play caller, you need to go back to the well. You can't be afraid to call what has already worked well in this game for you. You've got a tie game. You've had a lot of success, whether it's been running or whether it's been throwing. Think about the playmakers that have stepped up in this game, and don't be afraid to double back and call something that had success earlier in the game. Well, that kid just showed off his hammer for a leg, 50-plus, and he did it with ease.
They'll put this one in play. First snap of the drive from the 25. Quarterback may change this route. They'll come out on this drive and let it rip. Pulls it in down the sideline. The sophomore making a big play and hauling in that pass.
And this offense continues to roll. Both offenses have been carving the other defenses up. And who can get a stop? Who can make a play? But right now, offense is clearly in a rhythm, doing whatever they want to do.
Makes that one pay off, and they finally getting down at the 38. It'll be first down.
I'll tell you what, a few more runs like that, and defensively you start thinking, more guys in the box, more big guys. I better stop this guy because he's unbelievable. Just a great job breaking off the big run, and the OC is going to give him the ball some more.
And he was fortunate not to lose yardage on that play, able to wedge it back to the line of scrimmage.
In a situation like this, it's all about confidence on offense, and having success early in the drive is paramount. And that's what you've seen. They've done a really good job here putting a few plays together. They've got some momentum. They've got to keep this thing up if they're going to go score.
Back to throw, it's Nussmeier. Caught over the middle, it's Anderson. And a good job in coverage there as they stop it after just a few.
Man, this is such a hard situation. That clock is your enemy, and you've got to push the ball down the field. But you know the defense is dropping back, so you can take the underneath stuff and go to your second and third read some, but we got to stay aggressive.
Take the field goal from here. It's a 51-yarder. Get a few on third down, and life is much better. From the gun, wants to pass. Well, the quarterback can make a big play when he starts moving around. He took a hit as he threw it and couldn't deliver the football. It's incomplete, and fourth down's coming.
Hey, this offense has been a struggle bus. I mean, just call it like it is, guys. It hasn't been good, especially the passing game. And I'll tell you what, QB's played better games before. And I'm interested to watch. Can he stay positive? Can he finish this game off on a good note?
Looks as if we have an injury on that last play, and we'll take a break to check him out.
Man, that is a massive field goal. So much pressure on him. With just a couple seconds left here in the game, he knocks it through the uprights. It looks like this thing's going into overtime as long as your defense is not completely screwed this thing.
They come to the line for the first play of the drive, snapping it from the 21. Wants to throw on first down. Throws for the tight end. Good hands in there by the defense to force the incompletion.
Well, the defense finally showing some life there. It's been tough sledding, too, because this offense has been lighting them up through the air, but a nice individual effort that time, forcing the incompletion.
Looking for a man. It's Green. And the pass is incomplete thanks to a big hit.
Decisions, decisions, decisions. If you're the quarterback right now, that's the most important thing. You cannot put the football in harm's way. Tie football game, late, but with these timeouts in your back pocket, you've got an opportunity to drive the field and win this thing. You just cannot throw the ball to the other team.
Brings it down on the right side. Hauls it in and wisely gets out of bounds as they try to put together a late drive. And the Razorbacks with the 1st and 10. To the air on 1st down. Shoots it to the left. Pass is incomplete, and we dwindle down to 7 seconds.
Well, I know it hasn't been a tremendous day statistically for this quarterback, but his decision-making has been good enough to win this game. Hasn't thrown a lot of TDs so far, but when things aren't open, he throws it away like on that play right there. He's not putting his team in a bad spot, and that's why they still have a shot. We'll walk out of here with a W.
Try to make up for some of that lost ground on 2nd down. Wants to go up top. He'll off one deep down the left side. He caught it. Touchdown, Razorbacks. And they've moved out front here in the 4th.
That is just how the coach wants to draw it up. Take up all the clock, score the go-ahead touchdown. This one is all but over.
The extra point is good, and now in the 4th, they're up by a touchdown and an extra point. Kickoff unit on the field, and this defense will be called on to protect this lead. Timeout is called with just a single second left. Now they'll try to get another possession with an onside kick. Few anxious moments there, but the hands team true to its name as they make the grab and get the ball. They'll get this drive started from their own 45-yard line. To the air, it's Nussmeier. There's the pressure. A deep throw as the clock winds down. And it'll be intercepted in the end zone. And what a way for this defense to end it. A pick as time runs out. The battle for the Golden Boot belongs to the state at the top of the boot as Arkansas takes down LSU. That's going to do it from here. For David Pollack and Jesse Palmer, I'm Reese Davis, and you've been watching another presentation of EA Sports College Football.